primarily in my role as an entrepreneur, being a woman was a pretty noticeable fact. It was often that I would be the only CEO in the room. In the early 2000s in video games, there weren't that many women running studios, and so when I attended different meetings, people would say, "Oh, who are you here with? Who's your boyfriend? Are you here with your husband? Are you an artist?" I could be an artist, or I could be in HR, or I could be in marketing. Those were all places they could imagine me. But they couldn't imagine that I owned the business, that I was an entrepreneur. So it's really a lot of biases that you face. Some of that is quite benign when it's just about correcting people's assumptions, but it's not benign when it comes to things like assumptions about what you can do or how you got to the place that you're in. Those assumptions aren't benign, they're very harmful. And when I did my initial funding round and did the walk through Silicon Valley, which all entrepreneurs inevitably end up doing, I was absolutely shocked by some of the things that were said to me. I would often present statistics and information about the size of the market, girls that were interested in playing video games, the gap of quality between the quality of video games made for boys and made for girls, a lot of data on how much disposable income girls had and how much access, especially through tablets and smartphones, they had. So I was making arguments based on market research, and they were hearing blah, 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 feminist, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that absolutely happened, you know. And they would say at the end of my presentation, what makes you think that girls want to play video games? Or what makes you think women can run a video game studio? Or what makes you think women can build video games? Those questions were all asked of me, despite the very strong data that I presented. So bias really enters the room in a very, very strong way in those meetings. And it was very disheartening.